Bradford City have just been knocked out of the FA Cup in the first round against League 2 side at Cheltenham Town, and in today's video we're going to be reacting to our 1-0 defeat to the Robins. If you do go on to enjoy today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes on today's video, and don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below on today's defeat. Obviously there was big controversy surrounding the Cheltenham goal, but away from that, Bradford City simply have to be much more clinical. Let's waste no further time and get straight into it. Now obviously this is the first game in every competition including friendlies that I have missed so far this campaign, but for the FA Cup first round for Cheltenham to be charging £24, plus then you've got to pay £3 or £4 in fees, then you're looking at about 40 quid for travel. It just was not a bit of me to a ground that I have already been to, and again you look at the scoreline, I'm absolutely delighted that I did make that choice, and I think a lot of City fans actually missed the goal with it being inside the first 65 seconds or whatever that it was. There seemed to be quite a lot of traffic on the motorway going down, so a fair few of the City fans actually did miss that goal, and I was doing some adult life sort of admin business today, so again I actually didn't even see it. I put the radio on after about 10-15 minutes or so and heard the commentary for the remainder of that game. Obviously with it being the FA Cup first round, you're not actually able to watch it anywhere apart from in the stadium. We'll start out firstly then by having a look at the pre-match lineup that was announced at 2 o'clock. For some reason it's 1:45 for a 3 o'clock kickoff that it does get announced in the league, but then it's 2 o'clock for a 3 o'clock kickoff when the FA Cup team news comes out. So some of these rules that they're just making up in football, I think, goodness me, you're really getting paid to do them sort of things. But obviously it was a lot of changes. I think 8 from Tuesday's game against Lincoln City. The only players who remained in the side were Sam Walker, Neil Byrne, Max Power, and also nobody else, because that is how maths works. 8 plus the 3 that have stayed is obviously 11. But we saw Matt Pennington come back into the side, which I was very happy to see him back in there. We've not seen him for quite a while. Tom McIntyre got another opportunity. Halliday impressed on Tuesday and certainly deserved his start. Great to see Lewis Richards as well get some more minutes under his belt. With the amount of football that recently Jensen Metcalf has played, it made sense to bring Tommy Lee in, and obviously a lot of changes in at that front three, giving the likes of Sarsvik a rest. The big surprise was not only Andy Cook starting the game, but playing the entire match. Obviously, Alexander said in his pre-match press conference on Wednesday that Andy Cook, they might have to make a decision in the next 10 to 14 days to take that jump and start Andy Cook. Well, we've just given him a full 90 under his belt, which is incredibly positive news, and obviously it sounded like he had a pretty decent game. Great to see Lapsley and Tyreek Wright get another opportunity as well. George Lapsley, from what I remember from the commentary, wasn't really involved in the game all too much. Tyreek Wright though could have had a hat-trick and definitely should have at least had one. His finishing so far this season has been really poor, and for an attacker just does not get enough goals for me. But with all due respect to Cheltenham Town, because I do think they've got some very good young talent in their squad. Jordan Thomas is a great player. Ethan Archer obviously got his move to Luton recently, and I think he'll prove to be a snazzy little player going forward. Isaac Hutchinson's a great loan addition as well. Former Bantam John Tompkinson at left back, Sam Sherrin. I do think there is some decent players in at this Cheltenham squad, and we knew it was going to be a tough test because since Steve Cotterill has gone in there replacing Michael Flynn, they've been on a very good run of form. I feel like you could have played pretty much a very similar game between Bradford City and a Michael Flynn Cheltenham Town side, and I think we win that game 3-0. I really do rate Steve Cotterill as a manager. He does very well at these on paper smaller type of clubs, and I think again this is another great result for them. Let's talk about the big talking points come away from this game, where obviously Jordan Thomas crosses to Isaac Hutchinson, who eventually heads into the back of the net after just 2 minutes played on the clock. It felt like it was barely a minute gone, but a free kick was given, I believe, to Cheltenham Town. They then took that early. Cross comes into the box. The referee blows his whistle once. The header is then going towards goal. The referee blows his whistle a second time. The goal then goes into the back of the net, and then for some reason it's just allowed to stand. Now obviously I haven't seen this live, so anybody who was at the game, let me know down below how clear and obvious is this whistle that has been blown. But listening back to the commentary from when this incident is happening, if the commentary box can hear it, then obviously all the Bradford City players are going to be able to hear it. It sounded like they stopped pretty much, and it sounded like a very clear double whistle. So whether the referee's meant to have done that or not, whether he's intended to blow his whistle, is completely irrelevant. As soon as you blow that whistle, the game stops. That is the whole point of the saying, you play to the whistle. Bradford City have played to the whistle. They've heard it twice, and the referee's just gone, yeah, actually, Cheltenham, you can have that goal. It is an absolute disgrace. The standard of officiating in this country is ridiculous. It is absolutely awful. And again, we'll come on to the amount of chances that Bradford City missed later on, but the FA Cup is the cup competition that is the most prestigious in England. It's the one that pays the most in terms of prize money. And again, I understand Bradford City then had another 88 minutes to get back into the game, but the match officials are cheating. That is cheating. You cannot blow a whistle twice, stop play, and still allow a goal to be scored. It is absolutely ridiculous. But again, I could spend another 45 minutes talking about the standard of officiating in this country and how disgusting that it is. Some of them are an absolute embarrassment, and that was an embarrassing decision from the referee. I don't think it says names on here who it was, but whoever it was incredibly incompetent at his job. Listening to the remainder of the first half, I felt very comfortable. I'm very confident that Bradford City would definitely get back into this game, but it's now 2 games in a row where Bradford City have failed to score. Again, I couldn't tell you the last time it was that we did that, which is really concerning because we had a great start to the season. We're still the top goal scorers in the League One table, but again, it's another game where we've missed a lot of very good opportunities. Andy Cook had a couple, Tyreek Wright had a fair few as well, and the odd one fell to a centre-half. Unfortunately, because I'm recording this straight after full-time, we don't currently have any statistics, but I will be very interested to see that. To be fair, Cheltenham did also have some decent opportunities on the counter during the fixture. They had a great opportunity late on, which sounded like it was well saved by Sam Walker. He then went up for a free kick just after that, where Max Power crosses. Sam Walker heads towards goal, unfortunately heads it up rather than towards the goal though. And I think the substitutions that Alexander did, I don't really have many complaints with that. You know, bringing on the likes of Humphreys and Swan and Patterson, you know, they are 3 very attacking changes, giving them a long time to have an impact on the game. 65 minutes is fair enough. Nerfil for Halliday, again, an attacking change does make sense. And eventually Torre comes on for McIntyre, and again, a change that does make sense. So I don't think we can really put much blame on Graham Alexander for this one. No real criticism aimed towards the gaffer. It's just we have to be more clinical. It's as simple as that. Again, January's around the corner, and if we're in and around this promotion mix in League One, we're obviously going to want to invest. We're going to want to add to our squad, and if we're to do that, obviously you're going to need players who are not quite performing to the same levels to maybe be moved on, and you replace them with better. That's just simply the life of football and how that it does work. We have to be better in front of goal as a collective. Yes, we're the top goal scorers in League One, but recently I think Bradford City are lacking that clinical nature, and yet again, I know it's a bit of an asterisk this one because of the dodgy refereeing, but it's another game that we haven't kept a clean sheet. Just 3 clean sheets all season in every competition. Actually, no, maybe 4, because obviously you got Stoke as well. 4 clean sheets all season in every competition. 3 in the league, 1 in the cup, none in the trophy. Not good enough. But again, I don't want to take anything away from Cheltenham Town. They defended absolutely incredibly by the sounds of things. They were throwing their bodies on the line. Real gritted determination when you are on paper the underdog, and I think it's pretty clear that a team that are in 20th in League 2 are obviously a underdog to a team that are 2nd in League 1, whether they're at home or not. But I think Steve Cotterill is doing an amazing job at Cheltenham Town, and he deserves a lot of credit for that. Don't be surprised to see them sneak into the top 7 this season, because I think Cotterill is a very good manager. There's a lot of very good talent in that Cheltenham squad, and he's going to make them run hard. He's going to make them put their bodies on the line, and that's certainly what we saw in this game. But again, Bradford City just simply have to be more clinical. Fair play to all the Bradford fans that did travel down there. Like I said, not a pretty journey, not a particularly pretty cup tie, and certainly not pretty in terms of the prices for this game, given how much that the fans are having to fork out already so far this campaign. I think you're already looking at 4 figures that Bradford fans will have had to have paid out pretty comfortably, actually, if you include the pre-season trip to Austria. But crazy the price of football these days, and again, for a 1-0 defeat away a League 2 side, I think our fans do deserve a lot of credit to those who have travelled for this one. I guess, as always, when you do go out of the Carabao Cup, the FA Cup, the main focus can then be, well, let's just focus on the league. Obviously, we like to do quite well in the EFL Trophy, but in this game, you did see a fair few fringe players get an opportunity, and obviously some of them, I would say, took that and sounded like they had decent games. Others, though, need to do better and need to perform much more consistently. But the big positive to come out from this game is Andy Cook has got through an entire match for the first time since before Christmas Christmas last year. It was his first start, 10 months to the day that he did his ACL injury. So great to see Andy Cook back on the pitch. That is one of the few positives to come out from this game, but really disappointing to go out of the FA Cup. It does now mean we'll have a free weekend in December, which again, I guess is positive. Hopefully, if we have any type of rearranged games, you can maybe have it on that Saturday, because football's without Saturdays. Saturdays without football are obviously not good, really. They're quite boring. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed it, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit 200 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts down in the comment section down below on today's 1-0 defeat away at Cheltenham Town in the FA Cup first round. Let me know down below, obviously, your opinions on the Cheltenham goal. If you were there in the stadium, was it clear and obvious that the match official had blown his whistle? And also let me know your overall thoughts on Bradford City's performance. Were you happy with the lineup, the substitutions? Let me know all of your thoughts down below. But thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.